This is Rajiv Makhni. Of course, this is London, and I've come here for a very special event, the launch of the Nothing Phone 1, maybe the most exciting phone of the year. So lots of things to do. We'll talk to you about the Nothing Phone. I'll show you the launch. I'll show you the phone. I'll show you the glyph interface. We'll talk to the founder in an exclusive interview. That's Carl Pei. He's going to be talking to us, telling us everything about the vision of starting a startup of this kind. We'll compare the Nothing Phone. We'll talk about recognizing music around you in a very, very different way. That and a whole lot more on the Cell Guru show with me, Rajiv Makhni, here in London. Don't miss this show. It's not nothing, it's everything. Now, I've shown you a little bit about the event. Let's talk about the phone. Quick points before we go into a main review. So, first and foremost, let me tell you the things I find really different. Some of the things that this company has done as a risk. So, we'll start off with things at the back. Transparent design. Well, no one else does it. It has been implemented well. I think the white one shows it even better. But I think I personally even like this one. So the phone's got locked. I want to show you. You know, this phone without the glyph interface is just not that interesting, right? I want to show you that while I'm even talking. So the transparency, fantastic. 2 cameras, huge risk. They could have put in 4, they could have put in 5 to make it really dramatic. But these are the kind of cameras and the kind of quality that really matters. Then, of course, we've got reverse charging, wireless charging, and done really, really well. At this price point, maybe no one else really does it. So that's my quick look at the phone. Let's take a look at some quick other things.
What do you get when you add a OnePlus to a whole lot of nothing? Well, Carl Pei, the founder of Nothing, would have you believe it would be a whole lot of groundbreaking innovation in smartphone technology. Last year, the London-based startup Nothing introduced its first product, the Nothing Ear 1. As the intriguing transparent design caught eyeballs the world over, it was only obvious that speculation grew that the company would introduce a smartphone next. Well, here we are, and the Nothing Phone 1 is shaping up as something of a dark horse in the smartphone industry. The design of the Nothing Phone 1 is unmistakable. It takes a curious mix of modern minimalism and completes it with the high-paced aesthetics popular with today's youth. If your aesthetic sense leans conservative, this is not the phone for you. The transparent back of the phone shows the guts underneath. But unlike some attempts at a naked phone, the Nothing Phone 1 is embellished in a choice of white or black. A series of LED strips enhances an already fascinating looking design. These LED lights aren't just a case of form over function though. The interface, dubbed the glyph, is fully configurable using the software integration. You can assign specific patterns to contacts, light up individual zones, coordinate LED patterns with ringtones, or use the strip as a ring light for photos. There is really nothing else like it on the market. A lot has been said about the iPhone-like frame of the Nothing Phone 1. After spending a week with the phone, we can confirm that similarities aside, the Nothing Phone 1 is anything but an uncharitable iPhone clone. The fit and finish of the phone exceeds far beyond most options in the category. That said, we would have liked something a bit more than a splash-resistant IP53 rating. The company hasn't skimped out on the display either. The 6.55-inch HDR-capable 120Hz OLED display has all the bells and whistles you'd want from a premium mid-range smartphone, though the 500 nits of brightness can fall just a little short under the blazing Delhi sun. Color accuracy is on point and media watching is a brilliant experience. A phone is more than a sum of its parts, but spec warriors would be quick to point out that the Snapdragon 778G Plus powering the Nothing Phone 1 is its Achilles heel. In pure benchmarks, the chipset certainly isn't as fast as some of the other options in the segment. Put through daily tasks though, the phone really skips a beat and keeps everyday usability slick and smooth all the way through. We tested games like Genshin Impact and Call of Duty Mobile where the phone performed well enough. That said, you will notice the phone heating up noticeably when cranking up the resolution. Suffice to say that the Nothing Phone 1 isn't exactly aimed at the smartphone pro gaming audience. A lot of that inherent smoothness of the Nothing Phone 1 is also down to the software experience. The Phone 1 is launching with the Android 12 out of the box and represents an experience that instantly harkens back to that of the Google Pixel. It is bare bones in its minimalism, and the few additions are all meaningful to a degree. Beyond a few retro-futuristic widgets, there's precious little to be found here. And the only real additions are the system integrations for controlling the lights, apps for the camera and recorder, and a widget to showcase your NFT collection. Yes, it does that too. The 4500 mAh battery here also isn't the biggest in class. The phone will last about a day, but you'll definitely need to charge it overnight. Meanwhile, the Nothing Phone 1 is also outpaced in the charging department. Wired charging tops off at 33 watt while the wireless charging goes up to 15 watts. This pales in comparison to the 65 or 120 watt charging solutions available elsewhere. However, Nothing doesn't really have the benefits of trickle-down economics available to established majors like Redmi and Realme. Moving on, if you were searching for the charger in the box, you'll find nothing. That's an additional purchase. Switching over to the cameras, the Nothing Phone 1 has the right idea, less is more. There's a 50 megapixel Sony sensor as the primary camera and an additional 50 megapixel ultra-wide sensor, the same as that on the OnePlus 10 Pro. No gimmicky macro or depth sensors to be found here. Image quality is good and often great when shooting in ambient light. The phone does an excellent job of maintaining natural colors with an even gradation between brighter and darker regions. HDR performance is plenty good too. It doesn't do quite as well at night, and you can see the software processing overcompensating through heavy-handed noise reduction. The ultra-wide sensor takes a step back and doesn't have quite as impressive color rendering. In fact, the image quality is noticeably worse than that from the primary camera with higher noise levels and worse HDR performance. Looking to shoot close-ups, while the Nothing Phone 1 lacks a macro sensor as a macro camera when you get up close to your subject. It works remarkably well. All in all, the Nothing Phone 1 is a bold statement in a smartphone ecosystem that is locked up in a spec race. It asks you to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. It's the experience that matters, and the device you carry around all day can also be a functional piece of art. It might not be the most powerful mid-ranger, but priced starting at 32,999 rupees, the Nothing Phone 1 wins hearts through its mold-breaking design sensibilities as well as a combination of clean software and performant hardware. The Nothing Phone 1 has all the makings of an excellent mid-range daily driver. Rubina Mongia, NDTV.
Alright, so I've shown you a very quick look at the phone, and quite interesting what Carl said, right? In the keynote, he was talking about the fact that he's bored with tech and he wanted to take the boredom out and bring in fun. I think they've achieved with this phone, and guess what I've achieved? I've actually achieved a quick conversation with Carl. I can see him there. Let's go and meet him. Carl with me, and he's just come in. By the way, I showed it to you when he made that dramatic entry right in where we all were. This was the street we were walking in, right?
Exactly. Our office is there, and we just started walking from here into the office.
And you can hear the train, right?
Yeah,
which of course...
King's Cross, London.
King's Cross, London, right? So this is an epic moment because right now, the launch of one of the biggest, most hyped, look at the headlines this phone has actually made. I'm going to find out from him the start, the genesis of Nothing. And that really is my first question. Mm-hmm. So, the idea of Nothing, where did it come from? Why Nothing?
I used to be the biggest tech fan when I was younger. Mm-hmm. I was the first kid that I knew to buy the iPod. With the first iPhone, I had to ask a friend to buy it in the US and then pay AT&T the cancellation fee, bring it to Sweden, then jailbreak it to use it. Okay. I was so excited about all these new products on the market, but lately they've been so boring.
Right.
The last 5 years or so, the products are looking more and more similar, and companies who are still making smartphones, they're just huge companies, and they don't take a lot of risk. They kind of copy each other, so at the end of the day, as a consumer, there's not much to be excited about. So with Nothing, we wanted to buck that trend. Mm-hmm. We've assembled a team of really, really high caliber talents from all over the industry. A lot of people were like, hey, I was a part of creating the problem. Now I want to join Nothing to help solve the problem together.
Okay. So the question that really comes to everybody's mind is the amount of extreme interest that you've built up. I mean, it's very rare for a new company to come in and build interest of this level. It's massive.
I think we got to start at the beginning, making something more fun. We want to make technology more fun. I think if you make products that are different, then people are going to naturally pay attention to that. And I think also because of the product we made and because of what we already shown the market, because we showed off the design a couple of weeks ago, right? I think that's why people are really looking forward to this. I think all the interest in the Phone 1 is also a testament to the fact that a lot of consumers are also bored. Well, this is finally something new on the market that I can look forward to.
Okay. But things like the glyph interface, things like 2 cameras, things like the flexible OLED, the transparency, these are risky maneuvers. I mean, I understand that it brings fun back.
Yeah.
But fun and business sometimes don't go together, right? And I saw even in your the keynote, you said it. You said, I wanted this to be something I could give to family and friends and be happy, and they should get excited. But you've taken a lot of risks.
Yeah.
Are you happy with the risks you took, or is there a second thought saying maybe I overdid it?
If we wouldn't take all those risks, we don't have a reason to exist, because then we're the same as a large company. So we need to be different, and we need to find the people who agree with us. It's perfectly fine if some people hate it, as long as some people love it. We shouldn't be afraid of ruffling some feathers as we're trying to make tech more fun again,
Okay. So out of all the things you've done, I have my favorites, right? So the transparency, the glyph interface, the clean Android, the 2 cameras that actually perform. By the way, even though you can see the legend right here or here, wherever else it is, this is being shot on a Nothing phone. All of this broadcast quality on the phone. So the 2 cameras that actually are the kind that everybody will use, right? The transparency and everything else you've done. What's your one favorite out of everything else? When you see the phone, what gives you? Oh, also, by the way, the build quality, the aluminium, the recycling, the save the world part of it, from packaging to everything else that has gone into the phone. I mean, even the tin is actually recycled tin, right, for the soldering. So you've gone deep into it. What makes you most excited? I don't want to use the word proud. When you hold the phone, what excites you? You built this with your team. What's the most exciting?
For me, it's all about the build quality. I think a lot of people, they don't really understand the product very well. They can only look at the spec. Oh, this is a Qualcomm 7 series. It must be a mid-range. But no, we spend a lot of effort and cost in making the build feel premium. Gorilla Glass on the front and back, recycled aluminum on the side, great haptics engine. Like, it's a really solid phone. I used the iPhone for more than a year before switching over, and I wouldn't say this is the worst quality or worst kind of build and premium feel than the iPhone.
No, I think it's great. The first time I got it in my hand, I was very, very surprised with the build quality the most. I'm glad you said that. It's second in my list, not first. Though I still love the
What's
glyph.
first?
The glyph interface. I think when you say you bring the fun back in tech, that's what it is. I mean, I have a special personal favorite. I told my entire audience that's the custom ring you should have for your mom, the one that goes off like a siren.
Yeah.
So, when mom calls, you should know it.
Yeah.
What will make you really, really happy? Over the top, crazy, insane sales in numbers, or over the top, crazy, insane consumer feedback saying, I love this phone? What's more important?
I think it's more personal. Like, is this at the end of the day, once we start shipping this in large quantities, do we feel proud as a team of the product that we created?
Okay. And you, of course, did skip the part where what can we expect from Nothing in this year? Again, is there a year 2? Is there a phone 2? Is there something else coming?
There's other products coming, so stay tuned.
All right, so you heard it here first. Stay tuned. Lots of Nothing coming very soon. Okay, so you saw the event, you saw the phone. Carl was fantastic. The event was absolutely wonderful, very personalized, very different. I think this is what a company really should be doing now, getting technology to be exciting. That experience when you open a phone, when you try out a new product, the kind of thing that phone gives you actually lives with you for a while, not something where you bought a phone with specs and a little bit of I want to try this, and in a day or so all that is forgotten. The experience just becomes boring. This could be very different. Okay, so So that's done. I'm going to compare the Nothing phone with a few more phones now.
The under 35K segment in India is one of the most popular segments. With brands launching multiple products in this portfolio, there are a number of options for customers to choose from. However, with so many options available, there is always the question, which is the best of the lot? Joining the bandwagon this week is the latest Nothing Phone 1. In our Cell Guru review, we compared the Nothing Phone 1 with the Poco F4 5G and the OnePlus Nord 2T to tell you which is the best of the best. Right from the moment you unbox the Nothing Phone 1, the phone stands out for its unique design. Unlike the Poco F4 and the Nord T2, both of which have a standard design, the Nothing phone has a transparent design with a strip of customizable LEDs on the back. The Poco F4 5G has a glass back and plastic frame, and the Nord 2T is made of plastic, while the outer frame of the Phone 1 is made of 100% recycled aluminium and the rest is plastic. All three phones have Gorilla Glass 5 at the back. Both the Poco F4 and the Phone 1 have an IP53 rating, making sure that the phone stays dry. Coming to the display of the three phones, the Nord 2T has the smallest display among the three. It has a 6.4-inch AMOLED display, while the Phone 1 has a 6.55-inch OLED display. Poco F4 has the largest display at 6.67 inches. The Nord 2T has only a 90Hz refresh rate, while the other two sport a 120Hz refresh rate, making for a vibrant and crystal clear viewing experience. The Poco F4 5G comes with Dolby Vision support, and both Phone 1 and the Nord 2T have HDR10+. Performance is what makes or breaks a phone. The Poco F4 5G is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 870 chipset, while the Nothing Phone 1 houses the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 778G Plus chip. The Nord 2T introduces the latest MediaTek Dimensity 1300 chipset. The performance on all three is at par, but the Snapdragon 870 has a slightly better performance. All three phones come with Android 12 out of the box. The powerful phones have equally powerful batteries to make sure that your experience does not falter. All three phones have a 4500 mAh battery, ensuring a full day of use. Where the three differ are the charging speeds. The Poco F4 comes with 67W fast charging. The Nord 2T supports 88W fast charging. The Nothing Phone 1 has the smallest charger in comparison with 33W fast charging. Phone 1 does not come with a charger in the box. Finally, let's talk about the cameras. Both the Nord 2T and the Poco F4 have a triple rear camera setup. The Nord sports a 50MP main sensor with optical image stabilization, while the Poco F4 has a 64MP main sensor. Both have an 8MP ultra-wide camera and a 2MP depth sensor. The Nothing Phone, on the other hand, has a dual rear camera setup with a 50MP main sensor and a 50MP ultra-wide camera. All three cameras excel at outdoor photography with great dynamic range and equally good details. The three phones have different approaches to the front camera. The Nothing Phone 1 has a 16MP selfie camera, the Poco F4 has a 20MP selfie camera, and the Nord 2T comes with a 32MP selfie camera. All three phones show us what is needed to stand out in an already competitive market, and all three have the capability to hold their own. Priced under 35,000, the phones have their pros and cons. The Poco F4 5G with its powerful performance is a great phone for the gamer in you. With the Nothing Phone 1, you get an all-rounder with great performance, good cameras and a very different design aesthetic. In comparison, the OnePlus Nord 2T has some catching up to do.
Okay, a lot about the Nothing Phone. So let's move on to one more story. How to recognize all the music around you. You think you know, but here's some brand new information.
That cool song that played on the radio while you drive to work, or a fun new track that you heard at a cafe, it's all too often that we discover music but have no idea what song it is. Now, did you know that the answer to that question is just a swipe away? iOS users, all you have to do is swipe down from the right and tap the Shazam button. That's it. Your iPhone or even an iPad will automatically recognize the song and present it to you. But Apple is taking it one step further. With the latest version of the Shazam app, Apple is linking the system-level music integration with your Apple Music account. Tap open the Shazam app and scroll down. It will give you an option to link it with your Apple Music account. Follow the instructions and you are done. You'll now find a fresh playlist in Apple Music where all the music that you discover around you will be ready and waiting for you to listen to. So what are you waiting for? Go out there and discover a whole new world of tunes.
That then was the Cell Guru Show with me, Rajiv Makhni. I'm here in London, but for the next show, I will be back. I hope you enjoyed it. Do enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you next week right here on the Cell Guru Show.